All right, so I am doing an image for CMYK separations today. And I wanted to do an image with line art so you could see kind of how to handle this type of image if you wanted to say halftone the colors, but not halftone the lines. Okay, so just a quick review here. These are my separate layers. This is kind of how I colored it on the computer. You could theoretically have a hand-drawn colors that you scanned in all together and perform these operations on something that was colored in on by hand. My only suggestion is if you do that, you draw your lines on a separate sheet of paper and your colors on another separate sheet of paper so that we can easily keep the lines and colors separate, because we don't really want to halftone the lines. We want rich, solid black lines. So the first thing is first, you want to go ahead and make everything check the image size. Whatever you do, the first thing is to always check your image size. So this is our resolution. This is telling me that it is 8.5 by 11 at 300 DPI. If I was just going to send this to the printer right now on a regular sheet of computer paper, this would be great. It might clip a little bit at the edges, but you know, it is what it is. But for this particular process, we have found that we get best results at 600 DPI. Okay, so this is just, we're asking the computer to fill in the dots and make the file a little bit bigger. I'm moving from a fairly small file to a substantially larger file size. I can actually do this step a little bit later in the process, but I feel like there's always potential that you forget this step, so I kind of prefer to do it now, right off the bat. And I'm working on an image that I don't have to worry about the image size again. I'm taking care of it. Okay, so first things first is I want to take that line layer out of the equation. So here's my line layer. I'm going to go ahead and select the line layer. And I'm going to go ahead and select it using Command A or Control A, depending on your computer. I think I'm on the crop tool here. So Control A, and then Control C to copy it. All right. Now I'm going to create a new file. And it'll actually pull from the clipboard the size that I've just created in my copy paste. So this should be the same size, and I can just slap it in there. So now I have a new file with just my line layer. Excellent. All right. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and halftone, but just the colors, because I want my line layers to be really crisp. So it doesn't actually work if these are separate layers. So I'm going to have to flatten this image. So the way that you do that is you right click and you're going to click flatten image right there. So now I have an image that's flat. Another thing that you're going to want to check at this point is you want to check to make sure that it is in CMYK mode. So that is under image mode CMYK. Make sure your file is in CMYK color, otherwise this will not work. All right. But because I have a CMYK image, I can head over to channels and I will see cyan, yellow, magenta, and black. And I can just kind of toggle this and I can turn on and off my various channels. You can look at the black channel, or sorry, the cyan channel, the magenta channel, the yellow channel, and the black channel. Okay, so what I want to do now, and it's really important that I have a saved copy of my file, because after I do this next step, I can't go back to my original file. So make sure you have saved copies of your work. This is really essential. But what I'm going to do next, and this is a non-reversible technique, is I'm actually going to split my document into 4 different documents, a separate document for each of these channels. So I'm going to click right here onto this guy and say split channels. So now I have a bunch of files. I've got black, yellow, magenta, and cyan. And it automatically knows to have them all in grayscale, which is super helpful here. So what I want to do next is I'm going to go ahead and bitmap them. So that will be my next video.